So we had our first planning meeting, the March Working Group planning meeting for the 94 March in August of 93. It was a tactical decision on our part, on my part actually, to invite both Outrage and Stonewall to be members of that group, so that whatever decision were made were not criticised by the other group, because although they were working together on the Age of Consent campaign, and in fact Stonewall was leading a coalition, there was quite a lot of tension between them. What I didn't want a row between Outrage and Stonewall to distract from putting on the event. It was the 25th anniversary of the Stonewall Riot. So it was the year when the march really, really mattered. I mean, it mattered every year. But for this year, this was the one. It was a big political moment. There were lots of big pride marches happening all around the world celebrating the 25th anniversary. And London really had to be a good one. And added to this, by political coincidence, an extraordinary coincidence, 1994 was also the year in which the Houses of Parliament, the British Parliament, voted on whether to equalise the age of consent for gay men to that of straight men at 16. On the 19th of February 1994, Derek Jarman died. And it was a very emotional moment. We knew the vote was going to be on the night of the 21st, and so there was a candlelit vigil outside the Houses of Parliament, which were partly to observe and commemorate the vote, but was also to remember Jarman. This is my diary for that night. Can you see what it says? It says, "A great day for the gay community?" ? Went down to the House of Commons to militate around them. Everyone was there, 5,000 in total, and a pretty lively bunch. However, the 16 vote fell. Tom and Ian was with me at the announcement. Something like 290-ish for and 307 against. In fact, the vote was 280 yes and 307 no. So it was a majority of 27 people against equality. Stonewall told us to be quiet because they could hear us inside, and it was swaying opinion against us. We all crossed the road and sat down, bringing the traffic to a halt. As we walked away, we ran into Robin Cook, who was later the Foreign Secretary under Blair. He said 10 Labour MPs voted against. Apparently, Edwina Currie was heckled in the House. Someone, possibly Ian McKellen, said that the future lay in Strasbourg. So what? 18 is nothing, worse than nothing. Just heard that, according to the radio, gay activists, who are they, tried to storm the House of Commons. Humbug. Still, quite interesting to see the gay community actually excited about something for a change. Where does this leave us vis-a-vis the march, I wonder? Management committee tomorrow, time to discuss then. So 28th of February, spoke to Alan Beck about Derek Jarman's funeral. It was very sad. Derek said that the canonisation was the greatest day of his life. And the church he'd asked to have his funeral in have vetoed any mention of gay love in the ceremony. Donations were going to that church, but now everyone's giving the money to St Bart's, Andrew's ward, instead. Teddy is going as our representative, with Tony Lytton, I hope. Sisters plan to be outside the church and to hail St Derek 3 times, like in the canonisation. Derek's last words, according to Alan Beck, were, "I want the world to be full of fluffy bunnies."